This morning, we will interview a current Fisk Jubilee singer, Mr. Hezekiah Robinson. I am DJ Sadler, a Meigs 7th grade student.
And this is Naamid Jajab, Meigs 5th grade student.
Welcome, Mr. Robinson.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Out of so many colleges, what drew you to Fisk University?
I would say what drew me to Fisk University was the history. At the time, I was not planning to be a member of the Fisk Jubilee Singers. I was going to Fisk basically strictly on academics and the history and the legacy that I've seen before me by the alumni and people who have graduated, such as John Lewis and Nikki Giovanni and all those names. So I came to Fisk University simply for the academics and the rich legacy that it has.
What drew you to singing, and what was your inspiration?
Singing, so I grew up singing since I was 5 years old. I've been singing, playing piano, playing different instruments. My family is in music, so I've just always been around music.
And what made you want to try out for the Fisk Jubilee Singers? Was the audition or selection process particularly difficult?
So I auditioned for the Fisk Jubilee Singers by force, is what I say. I originally did not audition. Dr. Kwame heard me in a practice room, and he pulled me and was like, "Here's your music, go learn this piece of music and come back." So I had about 24 hours, my first audition, to learn the music, came back and sang the song for him, and he allowed me entry. But it definitely was a rigorous process that goes into being a Fisk Jubilee singer.
Is there like one song that is very important and significant to you, and like why? Because when you stand there and sing these songs as well, who are you singing for?
I would say one of my most important songs is my audition song that I did freshman year, which is called "God is a God," arranged by Dr. Paul Kwame. He was the original director of the Fisk Jubilee Singers when I came in. He just passed in 2022. But that's my favorite song because of the lyrics that are in the piece, and I believe that that song has become timeless and has become a part of our repertoire that we have sung over the many years, and it just holds a very special place in my heart. And when I'm on stage singing, I'm singing to God. I'm really wanting everyone in the audience to feel something. Music is an expression, music is a language, and so my overall goal when performing is to make sure that someone's life is touched, that someone is moved by what we're doing on stage.
Okay. What does it mean to you, personally, as an African American, to be a member of this elite, amazing choir?
To be a part of the Fisk Jubilee Singers is huge. You're in an ensemble that began in 1871, so you're carrying on a legacy of 150 plus years. To be a part of something as amazing and as big as Fisk Jubilee Singers is one, a responsibility. You're carrying on a legacy not just for yourself, not just for a university, but for a culture, for a people that at the time, we weren't even allowed to go into restrooms. We barely had rights as African American people in this country. So to then be able to find education, higher education at that, and be able to sing the Negro spiritual and share it with the world, it's definitely something bigger than myself, and I understand that, and I definitely carry that legacy with me every day.
What do you hope your audiences take away from your performances?
I hope our audiences take away from our performances love and peace and serenity. When the Fisk Jubilee Singers go out, a lot of our songs, all of our songs have a very strong story, a very strong historical background. And I believe that now translating that message into current times, it's more about understanding where we are as a people and understanding the world and the calamity that we live in. And nowadays we have a lot going on with social media. We have a lot of different things going on with our medical system and healthcare and different things like that. So when people come to hear the Fisk Jubilee Singers, I want them to feel at peace, feel serenity, and overall just feel like they've been blessed once they've left.
In your mind, how does the Fisk Jubilee Singers connect history and present times? For example, how does the participation in this choir honor history, and how is it relevant to issues of today?
The Fisk Jubilee Singers' history is extremely important, and it is still relevant today because we're telling a story. History never dies, and the moment you stop telling those stories is the moment that it will die. So in order to continue that, we must sing these songs. We must continue to tell the stories. We must continue to go out and travel and tour to, one, share this music, but to two, share the story of individuals who didn't have voices, who weren't able to share their words or share their lives with us. But they went out and they sung on these stages to save a university. But a lot of times we didn't get to hear what they had to say. So being a part of the Fisk Jubilee Singers, it's about carrying on that legacy to be able to tell their stories. And it connects with present day history because to present day social issues, because the songs that we sing, nothing has changed. Everything that happens is something that has already happened, just in a new form, in a new way, in a new shape, in a new confirmation. So the singing of these songs and the continuation of this legacy is very big because it's just being reincarnated every single time that we sing it. And every single time we get on the stage, it's a new city, it's a new performance, but it's a new purpose. And we're always making sure that we are carrying what was started with us.
What are your goals for after college?
So once I graduate college in May, I plan to go to graduate school. I'll be getting my Master's of Public Health first, and then I'll be going on to become a doctor.
If being a Fisk Jubilee singer was not an option for you, what else would you want to be?
Being a Fisk Jubilee singer has definitely allotted me a lot of opportunities that I would have not seen otherwise. And I will say that I have tried my best, and I have accomplished being able to be active on Fisk University's campus as well as being a Fisk Jubilee singer. So I feel like I've been active in SGA and different things like that, so I feel like I would have still been able to accomplish things, but being a Fisk Jubilee singer definitely helped me to grow in ways as a musician, as an individual, as a man, in ways that I would not have been able to because I was also exposed to so many different individuals in the music industry, and just being exposed to that allowed me to learn a lot, allowed me to understand the business of music rather than just the harmonies of music.
How does the choir operate after the passing of Dr. Palti Kwame?
We are under the direction of Dr. Williams. He is a professor at Fisk University and longtime friend of Dr. Kwame, and was the Fisk Jubilee Singer Director prior to Dr. Kwame between 1992 and 1994. So being that Dr. Williams is back, it is definitely interesting because I've only been under the direction of Dr. Kwame, but it's definitely a journey and it's a learning experience overall. I believe that everybody has a new style, a new way of teaching and different things of that nature. So being under Dr. Williams is definitely a new experience, but it's one that I take with great grace and great honor.
How often does the ensemble perform for the school, and where? The chapel, Jubilee Hall, or another space?
Fisk Jubilee Singers performs for Fisk University at pretty much all convocations, so I would say about 3 times a year on university official events. We do other little things that may come up depending on what the president of the university may need from us, but we sing about, I would say, 3 to 5 times a year at Fisk University.
Lastly, we know the Fisk Jubilee Singers travel across the world in the United States, but has there ever been a memorable trip for you? Or which one is the most memorable?
My most memorable trip would be last year when we went to Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall, if you do not know, is one of the most iconic stages that you can sing on as a performer, as anyone. And being that I was able to stand on that stage in my 20s is something that I would have never been able to imagine. Probably would have never stepped foot on that stage unless it had been for the Fisk Jubilee Singers. So definitely being there and seeing where a young black boy from Florida is now singing in New York, standing on stages and filling auditoriums to sing music that has been around for over 150 years is definitely my most memorable trip.
Okay, I think we're done here. So thank you, Mr. Robinson, for taking time out of your busy concert and college schedule and coming to Meigs and visiting with us.
Of course, thank you.